before we start patting ourselves on the back, sort of as a country, that we're so lucky that we have the lowest costs, that comes with a price. To some extent, this is a sin. This is a sin tax. It is a sin if you consider the future of our world to consume at a cheap rate non-renewables. And so, I want to make sure that we all recognize that if we're on the low end. There was just a story 2 days ago on NPR about the basically cannibalization of the permafrost layer and what that's going to do into the atmosphere. And so whenever our land that has been frozen for hundreds of thousands of years melts, it releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere that reduces our ability to it ruins our ozone layer, and it will make in the I guess, relatively speaking, not too distant future, the Earth uninhabitable. I mean, it's incredibly scary, and if we don't fix things, and the worst players in the global scene are, I think, Canada, U.S., China, and I forgot who else. Oh, and some of the African countries. And even the African countries that are deeply in poverty are now getting together and saying, we recognize that we've got to reduce our reliance on oil and non-renewable energy. And so the artificial prices, just to make sure we understand, are, people would argue, intelligent artificial prices to reduce the use of things that will kill our world and make our grandchildren all die.
And that's a good segue into
Early.
Yes, we have received accolades, and that is exciting. That is more or less comparing us to the rest of Louisiana and maybe the southern region, certainly not the rest of the United States. There are a lot of folks who are well ahead of us, and so I'm just saying, it's great to pat ourselves on the back, but we have a long way to go, and and to what Councilmember Head was saying, and I think I mentioned this at the last meeting, there's a book, a very easy read book, Frances Beneke has put out. She's the former head of the National Resources Defense Council, and it's called The World We Create, and it is astounding how in such few short pages she takes us around the globe to see what we are doing to kill our planet, and then what we are doing to dig our way out of that. And the shale oil production, what we're doing up in the north part of the United States and in Canada, just ripping up the earth to pull out the oil that is way down there and should be staying down there, and we're really upsetting our planet with this. And I don't pretend to know all of it, but fracking, for instance, I've learned from this book how incredibly dangerous to us and to our planet fracking is. And we've gotten to the point where we are pulling so much out of the earth that with this idea of, we don't want to depend on foreign sources for our energy, but now we've driven our prices way down because we've gotten so much out of our own ground, and much to the detriment of our future generations. So this isn't on your head, but I just want to say that we need to make the picture clear that the United States is making some real mistakes right now with regard to our planet and our climate, and we're going to pay for these cheap prices in ways that can't be repaid, can't be made up. And so it's just something that we need to be aware of And I strongly recommend this book to anyone, even if you're not a big reader, because it's, again, short, easy to read, and the amount you will learn from it is just incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Ms. Huntley, you have your charge there. You understand that this council is forward-thinking. Although they agree that we are moving in the right direction, it appears that they're willing to move in that right direction at a faster pace than we have so far, although we've got to make sure that we can keep the rates at a cost that our very poor community can afford, everyone. We can't have lights turned off in the process. But that being said, this council is forward-thinking. We have presidential candidates, as one of my colleagues just mentioned, who don't even believe in global warming at all. So just know that you have a council here that's ready to move forward.
Thank you, Councilman.